Joining us now is former State Senator Bill Carrico from Southwest Virginia, Republican. Bill also is planning, we think, on running for governor in 2021 in Virginia, and he's with us now. Hey, Bill, great to have you.
Thank you, John. It's good to be here.
All right, let's just get the governor thing out of the way. Do you have an exploratory committee? Are you considering it? Where are you, Bill, in that decision?
John, I'm exploring the opportunity to run, and been out here talking to organizations, people, just seeing what the landscape is like, spreading my message on Secure Virginia, by my vision as to what I think we need to be doing over the next 4 years, securing our constitutional rights, securing our economy, securing our education opportunities for our children. Most importantly, what the number one job of the chief executive officer is to secure the people and their properties, which we see in Democratic-led states is not happening right now with all the protesting and everything that's going on. And as a former state trooper, 18 years of legislative experience, I think that I have the vision and fortitude to do the job. I've said it many times in Proverbs 29:18. King Solomon said, "Where there's no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he." And we're seeing such a prophetic message from that passage that there's no vision. Everything candidates are just wanting to divide, and there's so much division. There's no vision of how to move forward. And the Secure Virginia is the message I'm going out here talking to people about, and how that vision will work in Virginia, and how it will help the people prosper and do what we need to do to keep law-abiding citizens safe and protect people by keeping the law.
Bill Carrico with us, former state senator, Southwest Virginia, running for governor. Bill, Southwest Virginia, give us a sense of what's happening there in the Trump campaign. Do you see signs? Do you see mobilization? Do you see new voters getting registered? What is happening in Southwest Virginia now?
Well, I think you see voter registration going up because of the Second Amendment issues that have been tread upon over the last couple of years. And people from all walks are coming out, and those that had not been registered have registered to vote. We're trying to do as much as we can to get people registered to come out. I think that in Southwest Virginia, you see people who are strong on wanting to live their life freely and wanting to be able to raise their family, getting engaged, and wanting to come out and go to the ballot box and speak. And I think you'll see a bigger turnout than you've seen before.
Well, I think Virginia's going to be close. I mean, I just responded to the Roanoke poll that came out the other day, which is another fake news, phony poll by a left-wing liberal college that is pushing a narrative so that Trump voters don't work, don't knock on doors, don't do signage, don't do anything. It was the same old story, saying that we were down by 15 and we were at 35%. Trump is going to get 47, 48% of the vote in Virginia. Last time we got 45%. McMullen, that ran as an independent, that guy from West someplace, he got 1.5%. You get that, we're up to 46.5%. Johnson got 3%. That's 49.5% of the people in Virginia voted against Hillary Clinton and wouldn't vote for any of the Democratic candidates. I think we're going to do better than that. I think it's going to be close. And I think as a result of that, we pick up 2 seats, the 7th and the 2nd. A lot of it is going to depend, Bill, as you know, on the turnout and the enthusiasm in Southwest Virginia. We need to get the turnout up. We've registered about 10,000 new voters there since 2016, so they're out there. We just got to get them out. If they come out, it's going to be close.
You're exactly right, and that is why I've been going around. And yes, I'm I'm considering a run in 2021, but 2021 is 2021. I am focused on 2020 right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've been out here speaking about the fact that you've got to get out there and vote. You've got to go and show that the people in Virginia and Southwest Virginia are concerned about what's going on. 2020 is the most important thing that you've got to focus on right now. You know, with all the protests that are going on, with the fact that constitutional rights are being destroyed, just recently in California, the pastor that was fined like $3,500 for having church. What's next? I mean, your First Amendment rights, we've talked about how vulnerable our Second Amendment rights. I mean, we're going to go through the whole gamut of the Bill of Rights and lose them all if you don't get out here and vote, because elections have consequences. And 2020 is the most important one right now ahead of us, and we'll focus on 2021 afterwards. So, you know, we have got to get out there, and I think people are starting to engage and starting to understand that. And I truly believe, like you, that the state is going to be a lot closer than what they've ever seen before. And I believe that
it's going to be a shocker, Bill. We're going to be sitting there at 11 p.m. They're not going to have called Virginia. They're not going to have called it. They're going to have to wait. We're going to have such a big lead in Southwest. You know, the Southwest Virginia vote comes in first, right? You and I have been through this year after year after year. I mean, you sit there, you know, the Republicans have a lead, then Fairfax comes in, it's over. And you kind of estimate what Fairfax will be. So, you know, if your lead's, 50,000 and Fairfax hasn't come in, you're dead. But I think the lead's going to be big enough before the three. Look, we're going to lose Fairfax, Arlington, and Alexandria by 180,000 votes, right? That's what's going to happen. It happens every time. But it's not getting smaller. It's getting bigger. It's going to be $1. It's going to be $1.80. But if you're sitting there at 10 p.m. and those cities haven't come in, and Trump's got a 150,000 vote lead, this thing is going to be a barn burner, right?
Right. Well,
that's what's going to happen.
Here's the key, John. We'll lose Northern Virginia, like you said. Maybe. I don't know. People are afraid right now because Democrat leaders are doing nothing. I mean, they're letting people burn down businesses. They're letting people it's kind of like the kid raising the child when you tell him not to touch something and he reaches for it and you smack his hand and say, don't touch it. And they walk away. What Democrats do is say, don't touch that, and he touches it, and so, well, now, if you touch it again, you're going to get in trouble. And then he touches it again. Well, now, I mean it this time. They're just letting people run wild. They're just letting them do whatever they want to. Mm-hmm. That is not peaceful protesting. That's against the law. Right. It's called unlawful assembly, and they need to put these people in jail and protect people's properties. They're not doing that. Look what's going on in Wisconsin.
It's crazy.
Look what's going on across the country. In Portland, Oregon, people are tired of this, and even Northern Virginia is starting to recognize that. They're recognizing that, without strong leadership to do these things, to put their foot down and say, no more. Mm-hmm. This is against the law. You're not going to do it. And we're not going to usher in anarchy. We're a free country. We're going to take control of this. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for a strong leader that'll do that, and they know Trump is that guy.
John Fredericks Radio Network, Trucking the Truth Across America. We're with Bill Carrico. Bill is a former state senator from Southwest Virginia and considering a run for governor 2021 Virginia. Bill, yesterday, Scott Surreville passes his bill saying in Virginia now you can assault a police officer, takes it from a felony to a misdemeanor. I'm still trying to figure out why Surreville did that and what the purpose of that is.
Well, this is the insanity of the Democratic Party. It's a party of no rules or policies. They just want people to water everything down, let people do whatever they want. And I am just amazed that they would go this far, thinking that law enforcement doesn't have good judgment when they charge these people with assault and battery. As you know, I spent 15 and a half years as a Virginia State Trooper. I've worked all over the Commonwealth. I was assigned in the Northern Neck in King George, Carolina. I've worked in Arlington for a little while. I was in Richmond City undercover. And, police officers don't just charge that charge flippingly. They really have reason why they charge an assault on a police officer. And I'll give you an example. There is times that I've worked fatal accidents that you try to keep family members away from the car because of a loved one being in there, and the scene is not stable. And you get assaulted because they are upset. They are wanting to get into that car, but you never charge those people. You go notify next of kin. People are just beating on you, crying and emotional. There's times that, you know, people with mental illnesses that are having an episode or whatever, they may hit you or whatever, and you never charge those people. It's the ones that are attacking you that you go after and that you charge. And I think what they've used is incidents that may have occurred where a person with a mental health issue has assaulted a police officer and said, you know, they charged them with a felony charge, and then they later found out that they were having a psychotic episode. Well, the judge has very good discretion in those, and those normally are dismissed, or the Commonwealth Attorney now processes them. But to water this down, to let law enforcement officers who are out there trying to protect you be assaulted by other people, the badge that they wear is the authority that people gives them. So assaulting that a police officer is just like assaulting you. So it is insane that they would let this happen. And, you know, it's a party line vote, 21-15. I think there was some that were out with coronavirus or whatever, but,
right.
You know, that's crazy to me to do this. It's just another assault on law enforcement. It's their anti-law movement.
Well, I mean, I think there was other things they could do, like certainly eliminating the chokehold, which is, I think, already not legal in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? Isn't that already legal in Virginia?
In 1985, when I came to work with the state police, that was not even allowed. We've never had that. And, you know, here's the thing that's happening. You know, the Democrats in the last session in January passed a collective bargaining bill, and it goes into effect May 2021. In the areas where you're seeing the problems that exist with law enforcement abusing their powers is in the cities that have collective bargaining. So the Democrats created an avenue for bad police officers through collective bargaining. Yet they're out here talking about police reform, and don't kid yourself. It's defunding police. Look at Delegate Carter's budget amendments to reduce funding.
Delegate Carter, that's Commie Lee from the CCP. Yeah, Commie Lee from the CCP. You know he's a communist, right?
Oh yeah, I know. And you know he stands in the face of law enforcement and should have been arrested. And listen, legislators can be arrested. You know, you have the situation with Delegate Hurst with the DUI, who now wants transparency for law enforcement. And they said because of his being a legislator and not being able to arrest him, that's just not true. You can arrest him. You can't detain him. But you can arrest him, and he should have faced charges over that. And
well, they exploit that. I mean, Louise Lucas did the same thing. But look, on our side, Amanda Chase does it, right? They banned guns into the State House, and you know, whether you like it or not, they banned them. You know, they passed a law. The communists like Lee Carter voted for that, and I call him a communist because he's proud of it. So, you know, I do that as a compliment. He's a communist that got elected in Manassas, a avowed Marxist, and good for him, Commie Lee from the CCP. But the bottom line is Amanda goes in with guns on, and they don't stop her, even though they're legal, because she has immunity when they're in session. So she's
right. There's no avenue for. I mean, if legislators are wanting to hold law enforcement accountable and say they're not above the law, then legislators can't be above it.
Bill, we're out of time. I want to thank former state senator from Southwest Virginia, Bill Carrico, for being with us, likely candidate for governor, Republican side 2021. He's a nightmare for Amanda Chase because he's going to be cutting into her base. Amanda Chase, we have as the favorite right now to be the nominee. Not the favorite to win. She doesn't have any chance of winning a general, but right now, she's going to be the nominee until somebody beats her. I give it to you straight. Bill, thanks for being with us. John Fredericks Radio Network.